Righty, guys. Welcome back. As usual, again, we'll start with the dollar index, right? So we did fail to recover those losses despite the positive ADP and S&P 500 PMI data. And look, the Trump's tariff threats, right, are just starting to be seen as more of a negotiation tactic than an actual goal. Look, the latest developments currently, before we jump into tech, so I've got the charts up here. It's still, again, 10% on Chinese imports and on Canadian goods and Mexican goods as well. Um, the general market sentiment, investors are worried that these tariffs will, increase inflationary pressure on the US dollar. So that's something to look out for there. So that being said, traders around the world and investors are looking at the NFP number that's coming out tomorrow. So that's something definitely to look out for. Please stay on top of that. 12:30 Australian time if you're Australian, or market open basically for our American counterparts. We'll get the charts up here, right? So we couldn't really challenge 110, 18, peaked at 109.80. Indicating, look, the dollar index has lost a bit of strength, as we've seen in the previous trading sessions. We did dip below 108 as well, and we're nearing a 10-day low at 107.66. So key levels to look out for there. Again, 108, big psychological level, so there is potential for further decline. It all depends on how tomorrow goes, essentially, with the NFP numbers, as they do have potential to move the market. But yeah, look, a bit of dollar weakness at the moment. Again, the market is just waiting for the numbers that are coming out tomorrow. So please trade with caution, whether you're long or short, and be aware of those levels as well. Alrighty, moving on. Okay, moving on. Something a little more exciting. Gold, right? All-time highs. We keep printing new highs every day, it feels like. Right, let's get this chart up here. Obviously, the weak US dollar has had a lot to do with gold ascension lately. We did reach, just taking a look at the chart, 28.82. I know all the gold longers are quite happy with that. And again, Trump's threats, although they may be threats, it's still a lot of uncertainty, and gold is a safe haven, right? So again, we touched 28.62 on Wednesday. That was the record high, and we've got NFP numbers coming out tomorrow as well, right? And we've got again the tariff threats with China, which are now official 10%, with Mexico, with Canada. So lots of uncertainty around the world, and we do have a little bit of geopolitical instability there, and lots of fear around trade wars, basically, right? We talked about how these threats are a negotiating tactic. So the market is starting to see potential in a lot of, a possible trade war between the US and a lot of other countries as well. But again, back to the techs, the 14-day RSI is in the overbought zone, right? We're near 76. We could have a potential pullback before resuming the trend. Lots of strength again, so I would be careful shorting this. With the pullback, it could go back down to 2,800. We haven't really retested that. Just taking a look. And we could touch the February 3rd low of 27.72, but again, lots of strength. Further downside risk, 27.54. On the upside, we need to close above 28.62, and we're fast approaching 2,900 and possibly 3,000. It's becoming a real possibility. Not many people thought it was at the start of the year, or the start of last year. But again, lots of uncertainty. Gold extremely strong, along with US dollar weakness that we talked about earlier. Shorters, be cautious, and longs, if you're taking profit, also be cautious. But yeah, that's the most exciting asset for the week so far. And stay on top of NFP numbers coming out tomorrow, as they may affect your positions regardless of whether you're long or short. Alrighty, moving on. Alrighty, and another big story for this week, cable. So we'll take a look at cable or sterling really quickly there. Let me get my charts up for you guys. So we did reach near on the chart here 125.50. It did lose a bit of momentum near that 125.100 area. So yeah, 125.50 was the recent high. Um, Look, despite the strong gains, cable has really failed to capitalize on the rally. Again, lots of pound weakness, especially ahead of tonight's decision. Well, tonight, if you're Sydney time, of BOE's rates, right? So that's something to stay on top of there. So obviously, the dollar selling off, the US dollar selling off, is providing a bit of support for sterling, but again, it's lots of data coming out. First of all, we've got NFP tomorrow and rate decision for Bank of England tonight, right? So that's going to dictate where this goes essentially at the end of the day. And obviously, we've got the tariff talks with Trump. Right, there's a bit of a delay with the tariffs with Canada and Mexico there, so it's helped ease the trade war a little bit, which provides support for cable. That being said, we'll take a look at the text here. We did bounce from again 125, 122.50, reached a high of 125.50, and now we're just hovering above that 125.100 level, that number there. We do have the 55-day moving average that I've got here at 125.07. It's providing some resistance, keeping cable below 125.100 for the short term. Look, a successful break above, again, 125.07. We could see the pair get to 125.44 and possibly test the psychological level, 126.100. Big psychological level there. If it fails to break that 125.100, 125.07 range, we may go lower. Again, we're awaiting the rate decision tonight. So please also stay on top of that and be aware of that for your trading, and just stay informed. That being said, that's it for today, and we'll be back for more analysis tomorrow, guys.